Well, let's try again. I told you guys in my last video that I deleted, so if you watch that, I'm going to do this again and again and again until it takes. And my husband, I swear, my husband, this is my third attempt with this video. So here, let's all pray together that the enemy of our souls stays out of this video, because it is something we need to hear. You need to hear. I'm good. I've got this. 7 years ago, we ditched it. The crap chocolate. And I don't mean crap like bad for your body. It is that. But it's bad for humans. Guys, we in our country are so oblivious to what is going on. And what's going on is that we're eating in mass consumptions, like let's go with 3 million tons per year consumed of chocolate, made by little kids who were trafficked and in child labor. Kids, your kids' ages, my kids' ages, and we don't even think about it. And here's who I'm talking to now. I'm gonna get pesky, and I told Mark today, I may go from 1,000 friends to like 1 friend, and that's him, and I'm cool with that, because here's why. Shame on you churches. Shame on you Christians. And here's why I say shame on you. Bear with me. We as believers have mission organizations, right? So we have, like in our church, we give our money to an organization who their main purpose is trafficking, sex trafficking, right? Right. Young Living, the company that I work for, we have a whole organization called Hope for Justice. Guys, it's an amazing organization, and we give money to that. And yet, we as believers who go to the same church, oh, this drives me insane. At my church, when they had missions festival, shame on them. Some of the missionaries had bowls of candy, 3 Musketeers, like to draw kids in so that they could be munching this candy while the parents chatted with the missionaries. 3 Musketeers, Reese's, all these things from Nestle and Mars and all these companies. And I'm like wanting to go, are you freaking kidding me? You're here to talk about missions and you're serving candy made on the backs of little kids? Like, I just want to lose my mind. And so every October, I post here on the social media, The Dark Side of Chocolate. This is a video that you guys should watch. I have never watched the video because I can't. I've read article after article about it. I've researched it. I can't watch that documentary. It would hurt my soul. I can't deal with seeing little kids that way. I already know enough about it. I've already seen it with my eyes. Growing up in Los Angeles, you see enough homeless kids who are dirty and hurting just for a lifetime. I could not bear to watch it. But I want to encourage you, if you're like, don't mess with my chocolate, Jen Weir, or you're getting pissy with me because I'm going to take away that 3 Musketeers bar out of your hand now, I'm going to need you to go watch The Dark Side of Chocolate. Here's the deal. Like I said, 3 million tons of chocolate is consumed every single year. 80% of our cocoa beans we get from Ghana. 200,000 trafficked kids. Lest you think it's okay for an adult to be trafficked, let me just break it down for you. 200,000 children. The population of Frisco, Texas, which is a city right below me, has only 150,000 people. I'm talking about children. They work in West Africa. 200,000 kids work in West Africa. 15,000 are working as slaves. That means they have no choice. Okay? And here's the thing. As Halloween inches closer, and churches are posting like their trunk or treat or their harvest festival or whatever, bring your favorite bag of candy to share so my kid can go get their fair share of candy every year. Look at, I'm giving you the SpongeBob look because I'm like, I can't stay quiet anymore. Thank you, God, for Facebook Live, because it's about to go up on my YouTube channel too. It's going to reach a lot of people. Here's the thing. You have a moral obligation to know where your food comes from. You just do. You're welcome for the fact that now you are no longer allowed to be oblivious. You are no longer allowed to blindly go buy your candy for your people and not know that it was made by little people. You are now aware. You know better now. You must do better. You are obligated to do better. Here's the thing. There are tons of fair trade choices. Yes, I know it's expensive. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Because it's being made by people who are demanding to be paid more. If you buy your cheap, look, this is where it's so hard for me not to swear, but I'm going to mind my words, okay? If you go buy your cheap 2 for $4 M&Ms, yeah, I'm talking about M&Ms, at the Costco or at the Kroger or wherever, and you're like, but I don't want to buy a $2 candy bar. I mean, I can't give it out for Halloween. Then here's me. Then don't give it out for Halloween. We don't do Halloween in our family. It's not about Jesus. It's not about religion. It's not about witchcraft. None of that nonsense. Not that Jesus is nonsense. But you know what I mean? It's none of that. It's because our kids know that that's fair. That's not fair trade candy. They will even tell you, if you offer my kid a piece of candy that's not fair trade, they will tell you, oh, that's child slavery candy. I can't eat that. I don't want to eat that. They'll tell it to your face. They tell it to the market people at the store. We look for that label, fair trade. And here's the thing, guys. It's not just a label. It's not some arbitrary label like organic is. When we buy organic, I'm like, in faith, this is organic, right? It's probably 70% organic. But fair trade means something. As consumers, when you see that fair trade label, you are guaranteed that there are specific social and economical standards that are being met to make that coffee and that chocolate. I won't even get into coffee right now. We're just talking about chocolate because it's October and it's about to be November and it's about to be December, because everybody knows the birth of Jesus needs to be celebrated with little Hershey's Kisses that are ding, 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 ding with the little bells, right? That means Jesus is born. I can't even. So here's the thing, guys. In case you're wondering, what is trafficking really? Let me read you a definition. It's the illegal movement of children for the purpose of forced labor or sexual exploitation. Because you guys have little kids probably listening, I'm not going to get into what sexual exploitation is, but I'm going to let your imagination go. All so that we can have our M&Ms. All so that we can have our Hershey's chocolate. Milton Hershey is rolling over in his grave, I guarantee it, that his company is buying cocoa from this nonsense. There's a better way. And the way that you guys can help is to, number one, not buy it. Christians and church leaders, hear me. Again, you're the ones I got a bone to pick. Because I swear to you, if I go to another church and I see a bowl of slavery-induced candy, I might commit harikari. I mean, I might just lose my mind. Because I'm like, you guys know better. You know better. So Christians and church leaders, listen up. Do better. Do better. Either that or stop giving your money to mission organizations who are stopping trafficking. You're being a hypocrite, really. That's how that is. I mean, and when you think about it, would you want your kid working as slaves, working for a handful of rice so that you could have your chocolate? I'm telling you, it doesn't taste as good, does it? When you think that a child wasn't free. We take our freedom for granted, guys. We blindly go to the 7-Eleven or the Zippy Mart and we buy little candies out of the bin because it's right there and it's cheap and it's yummy and our kids will shut up and they can just drive for the next 3 hours in the car, right? What we don't realize is that candy isn't cheap. It was given to you at a very high cost on the back of a kid. A little kid, P.S. I'm not talking about close to 18. Those guys are doing something else at that point. So what can you do? Number one, stop buying it. Number two, share this video. Seriously. I know your friends are probably going to be mad, but that's okay. We'll be friends together. Share the video. Or make your own. Make your own video. Do your own research. Number three, don't listen to me. I mean, really, watch The Dark Side of Chocolate. Do your own research, guys. Take everything that I say and test it. And then once you're fully convinced, because I know you will be, I know you guys have heart and souls, so you will be convinced, buy fair trade. It's not just a trendy, catchy label. It is trendy now, which that's another issue of mine, but it isn't. Why fair trade? Because they have specific social, economical, and environmental standards that are met from the beginning to the end. They ensure that child slavery, child labor, child trafficking are not used in the harvesting of those cocoa beans. They're just not. They are paid fairly, and it's not children, by the way. It's workers, like people who want to work, not kids who should be out playing. And they're treated equally. They're treated fairly. These are adults who are working. So those are the 4 things that you guys can do. Do your own research. Buy fair trade. Share this video. Do better. You can vote with your dollars, guys. And let's be real. Let's just be totally, brutally honest with each other, shall we? In a world, in a nation where 1 in 3 kids graduates high school with type 2 diabetes, do our children really need more chocolate? Really? Let's really think about this. Is it really that important that they get their candy? It's not. I know in your heart you're saying, yeah, she's right. I know I'm right. It's not. Even if your kid isn't the one with the type 2 diabetes, they don't need it. We don't need any more chocolate and sweets in this country. We can all afford to buy the $2, what is it, honey, $3? Who knows? At the Trader Joe's, you know I preach the good news at Trader Joe's, $1.50 for a bar of chocolate. That's fair trade. That you can eat and feel good about, knowing that your dollar just voted and helped 1 kid not be in forced labor. Do better, my friends. Do not participate in this nonsense, especially you churches and believers. Please, think about it.